In this New World video, we are going to discuss what gems you should be using on your weapons, and of course this is PvP related. Currently people are running 4 types of gems. They run aquamarine gems, more on aquamarine gems later in this video and why you shouldn't be using it or start moving away from it. People run aquamarine gems because it converts their damage into ice damage, so 50% of all of their damage will be converted into ice. They do this because it pairs well with all ice gauntlets, since ice gauntlet users take the ultimate called ultimate chill. Now what ultimate chill does is that it increases all ice damage by 25% for 3 seconds. So if there's an ability used on a player or they're in an ice storm or ice shower, then all ice damage will be increased by 25%. So basically if you take 50% of 25%, your damage is increased by 12.5%. Since all of your damage is halved when you place in a cut pristine aquamarine gem. Next gem that is really popular is the Opal. Basically if your stamina is not full, you do 15% more damage. Another gem that is very similar to the Opal is the Jasper. When you get hit, your damage is increased by 15% for 2 seconds. This is a really good gem if you notice that your stamina is full most of the time, since you always will take a hit if you're in the thick of a fight. So this is a really good gem if you prefer to get hit or you don't dodge as much as you should, or you can't even utilize the Opal in your type of playstyle. Maybe you're a heavy bruiser or a tank. And the last gem that people use is called a Malachite. You do 12% more damage to rooted or crowd control targets. So crowd control targets is a slow, a stun or a root. This is really good on the hammer, maybe ice gauntlet and so forth. All weapons that have some type of slow or crowd control effect. Now let's talk about the aquamarine. I think people should be moving away from the aquamarine gem. It's a mistake to run it. In the old meta we used to stack physical resistance by optimizing our armor just for physical resistance. So I think people are moving away from having more physical resistance. People are more moving towards split resistance, meaning we have the same amount of elemental resistance and physical resistance. This means that the aquamarine will do less damage because most people have more elemental resistance. So the aquamarine is falling out of meta because people are moving towards more elemental resistance. And with the last patch we also got a 10% increase in elemental resistance if you run 200 con. So to prove my point, here's a quick test. I'm going to show you that the aquamarine is inferior to Malachite and Opal. As you can see, there's no scenario where the aquamarine actually wins when there's an even split between elemental resistance and physical resistance. Now you might say that people are running onyx gems in their armor, and yes, you're correct. This might even increase the aquamarine damage, but currently some people are actually running fire gems in their armor and ice gems just to optimize for aquamarines. I can also counter your argument that you have to rely on an ice gauntlet user to actually do damage. So if you're not playing a ice gauntlet, you basically are in need and relying on somebody else to help you do damage, which is never a good thing. And even if the other person does throw an ice shower or an ice storm, that ultimate chill effect only lasts 3 seconds. So if the person jumps out of the ice shower, the ice storm, you only have 3 seconds to do some damage to that person. So I think aquamarine at this very moment is becoming irrelevant. If the meta shifts back to more physical armor or only onyx gems, then I think aquamarine will become relevant again. But at this very moment, people are shifting away from physical armor. So let me know in the comments, do you think aquamarine is becoming irrelevant? What's your opinion about it? So the 3 gems that you should be using in your weapon should be either Opal if your stamina is never full, Jasper if you actually take a hit or 2 in a fight, and Malachite if you have a weapon that has a crowd control effect like root, stun or slow. So pick your poison. If you've liked this video, consider subscribing. I post new World videos every week.